After you have a lesson idea, you need to take the standard that we found on the Pennsylvania State Standard website, and you need to combine that with your lesson idea to write a learning objective. A learning objective is what you want the students to learn in the lesson and to be able to do by the end of the lesson. The learning objective has 4 parts. You can see the colored parts on the blue part of the slide. The first part is written in green, and it's the part that you don't have to think about at all. It just identifies the learner. We use the words "the students will" or TSW to identify the student as the learner in the objective. The second component of a learning objective is the action verb related to the standard. So you can see in the example on the slide is count objects to 20. The word count is our action verb that is measurable. It's something that children can actually do, and you can determine if they have met the goal or not. When you think about the standard we've been examining for our lesson plan project, we are comparing numbers and comparing objects to 10. So it's pretty easy to use that competency that we found when we aligned the curriculum to see that we can use the word compare as our action verb. Sometimes when we're doing that competency, the objective falls right in line with that, and we just have to make that competency specific to our lesson. So for this lesson plan, you might want to have the word compare objects. The conditions are going to be how high we're going to count. So in this case, compare objects to 10 using, and think back to that Pinterest board. We could use Lego blocks, we could use cubes, we could use candy, we could use cereal. Basically, you have to determine for the condition part of the objective, the part in orange, what conditions are set specific to your lesson. So the green part always stays the same. The yellow part of our objective is tied to that competency that you find right on the Pennsylvania State Standard website. The orange part is specific to your lesson idea. That's why we went in and found that idea first. The last part of the objective is the criteria, and this is what you would consider acceptable, an acceptable criteria for learning. So sometimes we'd say with 100% accuracy. Sometimes we would say 4 out of 5 times. Sometimes we would say 2 out of 5 times. You really have to determine what you think would show success in the student. This last component, the criteria, is sometimes omitted on a learning objective because the criteria is really not important. It's basically you're looking for the child to show you the other 3 parts, and if they show you those parts, then they have successfully met the learning objective. I will read the learning objective that is on our slide. The students will count objects to 20 using candy with 100% accuracy. That is what a learning objective sounds like when you put it all together. You're going to write a learning objective for our standard of comparing numbers, and you'll put it together with those 4 parts, and that's the part that you'll assess at the end of your lesson. Can they do what you ask them to do in the learning objective?